Hello everyone, this is Gemini Jets 1975 coming at you with another video. This is a special video. We'll be doing a comparison between the Gemini Jets and NG Spirit A321. Ever since Gemini Jets announced their release of this, I was super excited to do this video for you guys. Obviously, over here on the left is the Gemini Jets version. On the right is the NG. So, let's get started. We'll do a little bit of zooming here. Okay, so obviously, there are some very pronounced similarities. They both have antennas. So the NG's got the 3, and then the Gemini Jets also has the 3. Now, one thing for sure, okay, one of the stark differences, NG does not have the Wi-Fi box, but the Gemini Jets does. Okay. Now, one thing you might ask is why would NG not have it? Well, Gemini Jets is told what registration they can produce. So the registration that Gemini Jets was told to produce has a Wi-Fi box, whereas the one that NG decided to do does not. So that could be a pro or a con in your book, but it is a difference. Okay, so basically, the Wi-Fi box is going to be the primary difference. If you look at the nose, okay, the nose and everything else, they do look very similar. It does look like the front, just above the cockpit windows on the Gemini Jets model, is a little bit more rounded, whereas this one, the NG, kind of has a little bit of a hump. Also, they do look like they're pretty much the same height. Okay. One thing you might notice, the color. Okay. There is, from afar, they look basically exactly the same. But when you get a little bit closer, all right, the Gemini Jets is a little bit darker, just a tad bit darker than the NG. Also, the landing gear, especially the nose gear. Okay, we'll take a look at that. All right. The Gemini Jets does look like it has a tad bit more detail, although the NG is very detailed also. But it does look like the Gemini Jet's landing gear is a little bit more detailed. Okay. Now also, here, let's move that back a little bit. Okay. Also, on the engines, alright, they both say home of the Bearfarer, so that's a good thing. Now, the Gemini Jets engines are clearly, okay, here's a one big difference. The Gemini Jets engines are clearly above the ground, whereas on the NG, it does look a little bit like, especially on this one, like it is touching the ground. So the NG engine is like super close to the ground. The Gemini Jets engine clearly does not touch the ground. Also, the size of the engines, here, let's back up just a hair. The size of the engines are fairly close. Okay, so that's not really a big deal. But like I said, so if you kind of look close to the ground, the NG I don't think it touches, but it's very, very close. And then here's the Gemini jet. Now, one thing about the Gemini jet, one engine is slightly higher than the other. It looks like that might possibly be the case. The one on the left clearly does not touch the ground. Neither does this one, but it's a little bit lower. Either that or my eyes are playing tricks. Okay, also, I'm going to zoom in a little bit better. Let's see here. Let's do a little zoom. Okay, so the windshield wipers, alright. Neither one of them are terribly detailed, but, you know, they are there. So that's one good thing. Let's see what other item we can look at. Okay, we get really nitty gritty here. There's the Airbus A321 right here on the NG, and then on Gemini Jet's Airbus A321, they also have the same markings, like right there on the nose, and then right here on the nose of the Gemini Jets. The forehead, I would say, structurally is a pretty interesting difference. The NG, it looks a little more blunt, and then the Gemini Jets, it looks a little bit more rounded. You could almost say the Gemini Jet forehead looks more like a Boeing than the NG. I don't know if that's a bad thing. That's obviously something you would only see if you looked really, really close. But nevertheless, it is there and something to talk about. Okay, so now we could look at wings. Okay, NG wing. All right, so you do have the Spirit.com sharklet. Okay, right here you have the outline on the wing to, the do not step area, stuff like that. And then on the Gemini Jet, all right, you do have the Spirit.com sharklet, and then you also have the outline on the wing. So the wings are practically identical. So I couldn't really tell just by looking at that there's really that much of a difference. The what do you call it? Excuse me. The pylon that attaches the engine to the wing is different on the Gemini Jet than it is on the NG. There's a little bit of difference. Okay. So guys, now speaking strictly on the Wi-Fi box, okay, pretty much all of the Spirit aircraft will have Wi-Fi, and the Gemini Jets one comes with a Wi-Fi box, whereas the NG does not. So I'm going to give a very slight edge based solely on that to the Gemini Jet version. Because in the future, all of them will have that. So the Gemini Jet will be realistic all the way down the line, whereas the NG is only realistic until they put a Wi-Fi box on it. That being said, they are both absolutely incredible models. They both did a fantastic job. So, no complaints whatsoever. Very glad I got both of them. Okay, so if you look on the bottom, I'll do this one last thing. Okay, on the NG, you do have, well, let's do a little bit of a zoom here. You do have a ton of detail. I mean, look at some of that writing right there. Okay, there's your stand hole. All right, so on the Gemini Jet, all right, there is quite a bit of detail, but there might actually be slightly more detail on the NG version. I'll take a look at this side of the Gemini jet. Okay, maybe not. I was jumping the gun on that assertion. Not good. Okay, because this writing is smaller on the Gemini jet, the writing that's right here, but it is still there. Okay, so you look at this, there might be a couple things that are on the NG version that are not on the Gemini Jet's version, especially back here in the rear area of the aircraft. But who looks at the bottom side of their models except when they're doing a video? Okay. But yes, give credit where credit is due. There is more detail on the bottom on the NG. Okay. So anyway, guys, that does it for this long video. Haven't not made a video this long since an airport update. So as always, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe as always. Thank you so much. Hopefully tomorrow or in a few days I will have a Central Texas airport update for you guys. Thank you guys again. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, I will see you in the next video.